weeks. I gotta wait 6 weeks? Are you kidding me? What's up, guys? Mason and Brock Henderson here. This is a late night review of the Blacklist, Season 3, Episode 16, The Caretaker. And like I said, 6 weeks till the next episode. That's my biggest talking point, unfortunately. Because the rest of the episode was it was a good episode, but nothing really big to talk about. Couple interesting things as far as like overall story, but it's like as far as the case itself, it was okay. Kind of predictable at times, but I'll get to that. But yeah, 6 weeks, and then we're gonna have the wedding between Liz and Tom, which they're making out to be like what's gonna be like Red attacking. I don't know exactly what it is. Why 6 weeks though? That just, I don't know. That bugs me. It really does. The other thing is, if you're gonna have me wait for 6 weeks till the next episode, end on an episode that is amazing. A really good episode, not just this one. It's just kind of a good episode. Anyway, time to talk about it. So this is the Caretaker. He's a guy who has all of these secrets that apparently these people upon their death have information or some other secret that's going to be revealed to the world. And Reddington's whole reason behind this is apparently he had some information he wanted Elizabeth to have if he ever died. I guess something to do with her mother. They're being very vague about all of it. Like, she goes and visits this one guy that she's visited before, asking about her again. He gives her a note to give to his estranged daughter, who turns out not to be estranged. It's a message for her, so that the lady working with this shelter, I guess, I can't remember if that's where he was. Anyway, but she's working for Reddington and keeping an eye on him to make sure he doesn't tell Elizabeth anything. Well, he tells her through this note that apparently he was the one looking for her mother, and right before she died or committed suicide, she didn't have enough time to clear out the room where he was chasing her to. Oh no, this was after she supposedly died. He had chased her down, found a room that she was supposedly staying in, and she didn't have enough time to clear it out, so she accidentally left behind a picture of her daughter, which is Elizabeth. And so he gives her the picture and tells her this stuff. And so she tells Reddington, you're a liar. Why didn't you tell me this? And he's just like, this guy's clearly lying to you. I feel like we've been here before. Like, I don't know. It feels like a going through the motions type thing. Like, of this show in particular. Like, I feel like I've been here before, where Reddington is hiding something from Elizabeth because he thinks it's for her best interest, and she's just finding this stuff out anyway, and hating Reddington for not telling her about it. I'm just like, I've seen this before. I know I have. In some form, he's lied to her before, she's found out he lied, and she's hated him for it, and then it all comes back around and happens again. Can't you do something a little bit more creative? Like, maybe this time have Reddington finally just tell her and stop lying? Because even Dembe's just like, look, you gotta tell her, man. And Dembe's normally the one that agrees with Reddington. In this case, he's just like, she'll find out. Some way she'll find out. So I don't know, I'm a little bit frustrated that we're here again. Back to this place of Reddington's lying. Elizabeth finds out. She's upset. What to do? The case for the Caretaker, like I said, a little bit predictable. One of his clients ends up getting shot because this information, or no, I don't know if he got shot, but he got killed because this information that one guy had given him to keep secret uh, got out before this guy died. And so they're like, well, what happened? Did you make a mistake? And he's just like, no, I never make a mistake. But this is after they somehow just captured him fairly easily. Anyway, but apparently his daughter had been kidnapped, and he was watching these guys. Excuse me. These guys sent a videotape of his daughter requesting this ledger that has all of his secrets. And I didn't guess it from the very beginning, but whenever the FBI found out where these people were and like broke into their hotel or whatever, one of the guys was just like, "They're here, come on," talking to the girl. I'm just like, see, if you had tried to be a little bit more sneaky about it, the surprise twist where it turns out she's the mastermind behind it all would have been a bit better. Like if it like talking to his friend, dude, they're here, come on, let's go. That would have been one thing. But to have him look at her and go, they're here, come on, we gotta go. I'm just like, you just gave it away. Like, you just gave away your surprise twist right there. I don't know. I don't know if it was me just understanding it too well, or if they didn't do it well enough. I don't know. But as soon as that happened, I was just like, she is behind it. What I did not guess is what happened exactly. Apparently this guy kind of kidnapped her. He saw her father being like just complete jerk to her, you know, yelling at her when she was a little girl. So killed her father on accident, on purpose, don't really know. And then took her. And the guy that was helping her, like with this whole abduction thing, turns out to be her brother. So, you know, it was fairly straightforward, a little bit predictable at times. And then they threw in some part of it that I don't know if I zoned out or what, but they started talking something about like there's something that they can't reveal because then they'll lose help of the Germans. I was so confused at one point. I was just like, wait, what's going on? Like, what I just miss? Because I feel like I blinked and I missed something. Because they start talking about, you know, don't reveal, you know, don't sell out the Germans or something like that. And then I hear Harold Cooper telling them to do it anyway despite Reddington's warnings. And then all of a sudden terrorists start attacking. I'm just like, wait. Pause. What did I miss? And not only did the terrorists start attacking, but apparently the Germans could have helped if they hadn't sold them out. And I'm just like, what? Hang on. Slow down. What are you saying? Because I'm so confused. Like, I'm still not entirely sure what just happened. And part of me is just like, wait, did Reddington like plan this whole thing out because he ends up being the one that they turn to for help? And so because he helps, he tells Harold that he owes him one, and he ends up getting the ledger. I'm like, so is Reddington behind this all? Like, is that what? Because I'm so confused right now on what just happened. The only way I can think of, the only reason I can think of why I'm so confused is that Reddington set it all up, and it was such an elaborate, confusing plot. I'm just completely lost. Let me know if you were able to follow it at home, but I don't know. Like, I do at times, in a couple episodes, every now and then of certain shows, I do zone out. I'm not, you know, I don't have ADD or anything like that. I'm not exactly a loss of focus person. But there are times when, like, my mind starts to wander a little bit, especially if there's a lot of talking going on in an episode. Like, if it's interesting stuff they're talking about, I'm invested. I want to know what they're talking about. But there are times when they're just kind of spitting out all this information, you know, about the Blacklister or about what they're doing, and I just kind of stop following for a second. I'm just like, huh? What was all that? I heard words, but I didn't comprehend any of it. The really sad part is that I'm watching it on DVR, so I could rewind back to watch it again. But honestly, I don't. One, I don't have time because the fact that I'm taping it should tell you that I don't really have time to watch outside of late at night. Um, but I don't know. It's not interesting stuff that's making me go, what? It's stuff that it's kind of droning on, boring information. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I I get lost because sometimes it's just too much information just being talked about, not shown. Um, so that's about it there. Um, the other part to talk about is the Tom part. I didn't really talk about my frustration last week when Liz was like blaming Reddington for everything and not Tom. Maybe I did. I just didn't get why she's so invested in him. Like, I understand they were married. I understand that she thought she fell in love. But you figured out by now that that guy is not the same guy that you fell in love with. This guy, this real guy, is somebody completely different. And yet she is so, like, invested in him. The only reason I can think of, and this is probably what they're going for, is that back when she was married to him, her life was normal. I think she wants to return to that normalcy. That's the only thing I can think of because, I mean, how many times has he proven that he is not right for her? Like, he does that job, gets shot up, luckily escapes out of it, luckily doesn't end up in jail, and now in this episode, he gets a gun and goes after Xenia Tacos. That's the only way I can remember it. But he goes after Gina and says he wants to know, who she's working for or whatever, who hired her to do the job, something like that. I'm just like, dude, you just are recovering from being shot. Are you an idiot? And it's stuff like this that makes me go, why? Why does she see so much in him when he just keeps making the same stupid decisions over and over again? Like, if it were one decision that was dumb, and she forgave him for that, totally understand. But her forgiveness that she talks about in this episode is a forgiveness that's supposed to change the future. Right now, from what I'm seeing, her forgiveness has done nothing but just make him feel like he's okay, like he can't lose her. And he's just gonna go and do more stupid stuff like he did in this one. Taking some pain pills, taking a gun, and tracking down an assassin. It's just stupid. Hopefully, I've never actually, well, I can't say I've never actually wanted a character to die before, but never have I wanted, like, a love interest for the main character to be gone so much as I do Tom right now, because it's frustrating whenever he's around now. Like the stuff like the first half of the season, where he was doing stuff with Harold, working with him to track down Caretaker, all that stuff. I was invested. I was like, yeah, okay. I want Tom on screen. Now that he's kind of stopped being that Tom to be there for Elizabeth, it's kind of like, dude, stop being such an... Like, it's one thing if you and her are not together and you're doing all this stupid stuff to try to protect her. It's another thing when she needs you to help take care of this baby and you're going out there and doing stupid stuff. That makes me want to punch you in the face. So stop. But overall, it was an enjoyable episode. It had more enjoyable moments, I guess, than it really was enjoyable overall. I would say, if you enjoy a lot of talking, you'll enjoy this episode more than the other Blacklist episodes, I guess. I don't know. I think they talk a bit too much. This show has done a lot of explaining. Don't get me wrong. This show is a lot of explaining. It's a lot of talking. But this one had a lot of talking and some important information that was given to you through those talking moments. It's like, you can't do that. You can't just throw in this important piece of information that comes in later, and now all of a sudden it's happening. I'm just like, I missed that. I missed the one sentence where you mentioned something about that. So I don't know. That's frustrating. The camera work is still a bit too jump cutty for me. I've been talking about it for the past couple episodes. It's on this one again. Like, it just really cuts really fast in the middle of the conversation almost. This one, I think it was actually doing a bit more on purpose because it was showing like Reddington and Liz talking, and then cut quickly to the caretaker digging up the grave, and cut away after to show like Tom and Gina, and then cut back to the caretaker. And I'm just like, see, you could do this a bit better. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to show this stuff's going on while he's doing this, and then this stuff's going on while he's doing this. And that all leads to him being captured at the gravesite. But the way they did it was just so quick. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, it almost gives you whiplash from cutting so quickly. But, it was good. It was okay. It wasn't... It's still kind of in that ditch of... like, this show is okay. It's not like the first season just had me hooked throughout most of it. The last season and then some of this, like the first half of the season was actually really good. With Elizabeth on the run and all that stuff, it was exciting, action packed. And now that it's kind of slowed down, it's kind of gone back into that season 2 feel of there's just a couple episodes that are boring and draw on for a while, and you're just like, come on, let's get to the next big story point. But this one was a bit better than the last couple, so I'll give it that. That's about it. It's gonna be a while before my next Blacklist review, so let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the 6-week break. Why is it happening? If you happen to know that, tell me, 'cause I want to know. And what do you want to see happen next at the wedding? Let me know. Leave a like and subscribe for more Blacklist, and I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.